In the uncharted reaches of the Zephyrian expanse, the alien race known as the Vrythans thrived on intimidation and conquest. Towering in stature, with chitinous armor plating glinting under the light of their twin suns, they had never faced true opposition. Entire star systems had bent to their will, civilizations erased with surgical precision, and no other species had dared challenge their dominion, until now. The Vrythan High Council convened aboard the flagship Oblivion's Fang, orbiting the devastated planet of Kesharur. Screens projected the latest intelligence. A lone human fleet had emerged from hyperspace without warning. These were no ordinary humans. They piloted vessels constructed from materials previously thought impossible, incorporating adaptive nanotechnology that allowed their ships to heal almost as quickly as they sustained damage. Preposterous, hissed Vrythan Admiral Crashlek, his mandibles clicking with disdain. 12 ships? Against 100 of our battle cruisers? They will be crushed. Perhaps, replied Counselor Thrin, her voice sharp as fractured crystal, but the sensors indicate anomalous energy signatures, dark matter propulsion, and some form of quantum weaponry. I recommend extreme caution. The humans did not negotiate. They did not hail the Vrythans with diplomatic messages. Instead, within hours of detection, they annihilated a forward Vrythan scout fleet without a single human casualty. The Vrythans had been overconfident, relying on their sheer size and firepower. The humans demonstrated something far more terrifying: strategy, unpredictability, and unyielding resolve. On board the Oblivion's Fang, panic began to spread. Officers ran simulations frantically, trying to predict human tactics. But each scenario ended in the same result: total Vrythan defeat. Every weapon fired at the humans either malfunctioned, evaporated, or bounced harmlessly off adaptive shields. Human ships moved as if guided by instinct, yet with the precision of machines infinitely more advanced than anything in the Vrythan arsenal. Admiral Crashlek roared in frustration. They are not just clever, they are relentless. In the chaos of the battlefield, Captain Leora Hayes commanded the human flagship Aegis. She was calm, calculating, and yet carried a quiet fire that inspired every crew member under her command. Target the lead battlecruiser, she ordered. We cannot allow their command structure to coordinate a counterattack. Focus fire, but conserve energy for the warp shift maneuver. We end this quickly. The Aegis unleashed a volley of graviton torpedoes that warped the very space around the Vrythan fleet. Ships were ripped apart mid-jump, debris scattering like stars collapsing. The humans followed this with precise strikes from quantum cannons that bypassed conventional shields entirely. Within moments, the Vrythans' numerical advantage became irrelevant. They had never faced an enemy that could anticipate, adapt, and strike with perfect timing. Meanwhile, on Keshar 4, the remaining Vrythan ground forces attempted a defensive hold. Massive walker units lumbered across barren landscapes, launching plasma storms at anything that moved. Yet humans descended in orbital dropships, deploying squads that moved with uncanny coordination. Their weapons seemed designed not merely to kill but to incapacitate efficiently, dismantling war machines piece by piece. No Vrythan had encountered tactics like these in their millennia of conquest. Retreat, Crashlek bellowed from the bridge. Fall back to the outer rim. Preserve the fleet. But it was already too late. The humans had anticipated this move, predicting the retreat trajectory with near-perfect accuracy. Warp interdiction fields locked down escape corridors, trapping the Vrythans in a collapsing snare of their own hubris. One by one, the Vrythan vessels were either destroyed or captured. Entire battalions surrendered without resistance once they understood that fighting the humans was futile. Captain Hayes addressed her crew over the ship-wide comms. Let this be a warning, not just to them, but to any who would think of challenging humanity. Precision, courage, and resolve, these are our weapons, and they are more powerful than any fleet or empire. Humanity does not seek war, but if provoked, there is no escape. Across the expanse, word of the humans' victory spread faster than light. Galactic alliances that had once scoffed at the idea of human intervention now reevaluated their own defenses. The humans had no desire to rule, but their display of strategy and determination had irrevocably altered the balance of power. Species that once ruled entire sectors with fear now trembled at a single human fleet's arrival. Back on the Vrythan flagship, Crashlek sat silent among the ruins of his once proud command bridge. He understood with bone-deep clarity that the galaxy had changed forever. To underestimate humans was to invite annihilation, and now his species would carry the bitter lesson for generations. The humans left the battlefield quietly, their ships disappearing into hyperspace as swiftly as they had arrived. No celebrations were broadcast. No trophies were collected. They returned to their own systems, to their own worlds, where the simple act of survival had honed them into the galaxy's most efficient defenders. Humanity's power was not in numbers or technology alone, but in an unshakable combination of ingenuity, resilience, and will. In the aftermath, the surviving Vrithans huddled in their councils, sharing one unanimous truth: they had been warned. The message was simple yet terrifyingly clear. Once you challenge humans, there is no escape. And so across countless worlds, the legend of humanity grew, not as conquerors, but as the species that reshaped the galaxy by showing that cunning, courage, and indomitable spirit could overcome any obstacle. The galaxy had learned a lesson it would never forget, and the humans, ever watchful, waited silently for the next challenge.